Hey guys, so I think the live stream has started. It is midnight here in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. And this is Kyle, aka Vulcan Wolverine, aka Vulcan Wolverine 2. I just wanted to do like a late night hangout because I just woke up at about, what time did I wake up? Like 11. Um, so I'm gonna wait for a couple people to get in the chat. Hey Lynn, how you doing? I'm just doing like a late night hangout tonight. So if anybody wants to, join in the panel, you can. Hey PA, how are you doing, brother? You getting through this okay? Let me put the link. Let me put the link to join. I forgot how to do that. Oh my God! My targeting, like I'm defending some of it, but I'm getting hit kind of hard. Let's see. I'm going to put the URL in the chat if anybody wants to join. I was going to kind of wait, I'm getting texts right when I started. Wow. I got so much stuff going on and my brain's being microwaved. I'm like, all this stuff. But if you guys want to join, I'm going to put the link in chat. And I did kind of want, since Targeted Individual Day is coming up, actually literally tomorrow, because it's really Wednesday right now. We're just into Wednesday, so it's coming up Thursday. So I wanted to share my screen and go to this main website and just kind of, talk about Targeted Individual Day. And if anybody's in chat who's going and wants to come in to the panel and talk about like, how excited they are or what they got planned, we can do that. Kind of just hang out. And I wanted to also, and hey Autumn, how you doing? And I also wanted to go through some Bible verses on victory, because I want to say some prayers and get us all pumped up for Targeted Individual Day and really get psychologically ready for that victory. And pray for the people, kind of pray and read some Bible verses for the people that are going to the Targeted Individual Day rallies, the people who are organizing them. Pray that normal people, not normal people, people who aren't directly targeted like us, will see how important the information is, and will see us all in a group at those rallies and see that this is really happening. Because I was talking to a TI tonight, and their mom, like, I guess I don't want to talk about people's personal stuff, but people's parents don't understand, their families don't understand. I've been kind of lucky. My mom does believe me. My dad kind of humors me a little bit. So yeah. All right. Give me 1 second, guys. But I'm going to open up some Bible verses for victory, and I'm going to keep putting the link in chat, guys. And if anybody wants to come on, and you don't have to talk about Targeted Individual Day, we can just talk about whatever. We can talk about whatever's on your mind, how your targeting is, or if you found any kind of defenses, and basically just hang out for a while. And hey Autumn, hey Lynn, hey Lion and the Lamb, you guys are up late, huh? So PA says, Autumn, it's been a very good day. That's awesome. That's awesome, PA. Yeah, like when you have a good day, you got to really appreciate it with this targeting. Oh, you need the chat call number, Lynn? The phone number? Let me see if I can find that phone number real quick. The phone number, where do you find that? So I can put the link in. I don't know what the phone number would be. I'm gonna have to find that. I'll find the phone number. I'll look for that later, guys. Because I know, but you can join on the panel. you know, you can join on the computer without your webcam, you know, so nobody can see you. So if you want to do that, you know, just you can just choose that option. If you have Zoom, you know, and Zoom's really easy to get. Then you can just click on that link and it'll give you an option of joining without video. So you don't have to be on camera if you don't want to. But I hope everybody's doing good. I'm glad that you had a good day, PA. I get, like, I woke up and I felt that squeezing pressure in my back, but it was really toned down because of, like, I was using Dave Case's CD, and I've been using the noise canceling hearing aids in the day when I'm not using Dave's CD. And so, like, I felt a lot of pressure and kind of like heat in my back, but then I got up and it like immediately kind of reduced down. So it's like, it's definitely, I'm lowering the levels with my defenses, but, you know, they're still messing with my mind, making me depressed and anxious and stuff like that. And then I do want to mention, I've said this a lot of times, guys. I've said this a bunch, but it's really important. Your attackers, probably when you're trying to sleep, they are going to attack you harder, but there's also this element, there's this angle in it. When you lay down, blood is flowing to all those nerves around the vestibular system, and blood's flowing to your brain. So they're targeting the vestibular system in the brain. When there's increased blood flow there, the signals are going to be stronger. It's going to affect you more. The signals that affect your body, like pain in your body through remote neural manipulation, it's all going to be stronger. So we really need to, when we go to sleep, prop ourselves up. Like, what I do is I have this big pile. Hold on one second, guys. So I have this like big pile of pillows and jackets and stuff, and I'll pile them up and I'll kind of prop up my head, and it's, you know, it gets a couple of inches. It's not gonna, you know, stop the targeting, but we've got to put those arrows in our quiver and kind of use whatever we can. And then I'll notice, like, if I stay propped up, my targeting, like my body won't be feeling so much pain, but what'll happen is it'll kind of slide, all the stuff will slide out from under the pillow, and sometimes I'll start laying real flat, and things get a lot worse because you get all your blood flows going up there, and this is what your attackers are targeting. Your attackers are targeting up here, and they're also externally targeting the body and stuff like that, but the main stuff that's going to probably be giving you the most pain, it's going on up here. Yeah, so Lion in the Lamb says, when you feel the pain in your back, do you also feel vibrations? I used to, Lion in the Lamb. Now it's just pain. It's like a squeezing. It's hard to, it's like, I guess it's like a fibromyalgia pain, but it's more like somebody squeezing my insides. Like they're squeezing my torso and it's kind of heating up. But it's artificial signals from the remote neural manipulation doing it. And then when I get up, and my body starts kind of equaling out, like all the blood flow is kind of flowing from my brain, like the pain lessens, it really subsides. Hey, Tanya, how you doing? Tanya says, hi, Kyle, how are you doing from Australia? I'm okay, relatively okay. You know, I'm still being targeted, still sucks, but Targeted Individual Day is coming up tomorrow, technically tomorrow, really in 2 days, you know, because it just became Wednesday. And so let me go to that. Let me share my screen, guys, and let me go to the main website. Freedom for Targeted Individuals has a lot of information about the Oregon rally. And then there's another website that I just found, and it's listing out all of the tentative rallies. So let me read through those. And definitely, like, if you're going to a rally and you want to jump on the panel, you know, I'll hang out. I just woke up, so we can hang out for a while. I've got some things. Yeah, Autumn, Kyle, exactly. That's the pain I feel in my back. It's like mostly in my back, but it's kind of in my stomach area too, and it's like squeezing. And it's like I'll wake up and I'm like, it like makes it hard to breathe and stuff. But the defenses that I'm using tone it down. Like if I don't, like if I don't use the grounding in Dave Case's CD, it gets really bad to where I can't sleep, and I'm just like, and like it feels like I'm dying. It feels like my insides are being heated and squeezed, and it's actually artificial signals, you know, going down there. Yeah, but when I got up, you know, in about 15 minutes, because I've been doing some really good defensive things, it toned down. But yeah, it's really excruciating, and I'd really advise guys to start propping yourself up when you go to sleep, because blood flow to the vestibular system in the brain, it's going to affect their attacks. And now our attackers do hit you harder when you try and go to sleep, right? They do that, but I think that sometimes, I don't think they would do that every time. Sometimes they would kind of be like, we're not gonna, but they have to cover up the fact. They have to cover up that fact that blood flow to the brain is going to increase everything. So it's kind of part of the psyop. They are attacking you more when you try to go to sleep to keep you awake, but there's also that element of blood flow to the brain. And I know I've said it a bunch, but now I wanted to say it again because it gives me a couple of inches, right? We're trying to grab those inches to get miles. So PA says, Kyle, they do that to me a lot. It makes it hard to do certain things we all have to do. Yeah, bathroom and stuff like that. Yeah, PA, it does. And when I get up, like it feels a lot better. With the defenses I use, I get periods of relief and comfort. But then it's like sometimes my attackers will get through, like say all day I don't listen to Dave Case's CD. By the end of the day, they're giving me pain in the left side of my jaw, and I feel really depressed. And in my brain, it's like my brain is being interfered with. Like my thoughts are being interfered with, so it's hard to think, you know. Hey, Future Knowledge, man, how you doing? Let me open up my screen, guys, and just show all the tentative rallies. And you guys, if you know of any more that I'm not saying, then y'all put it in chat. I really should have done something a lot sooner, because, you know, in the conference calls, they've been preparing for these, and I think they've had meetings preparing for these and organizing them. But the thing is, I didn't want to start talking about it too soon, because I thought that would be kind of telegraphing our moves. You know, for me, I'm like, well, let's just talk about it. But for the organizers, I wasn't sure if they wanted us to, you know, how much they wanted us to talk about the specifics. But I feel like since we're 2 days away, we might as well just kind of pump it up, you know, pump it up that this is going on. And I also want to say, hey, that drunken ninja, how you doing, man? Fat Game Boy says, someone is hiring me with is hitting me with electromagnetic waves right now, and I think it's my neighbor. My head is always hurting when I step outside at a certain spot. Yeah, it's probably not your neighbor, Fat Game Boy. It's probably remote targeting if you are getting targeted. And sometimes the neighbors do supplement with ground weapons, but I don't think it's that often. What was I gonna say? I had something that is very important. Oh, okay, guys. The day of the TI rallies, the day of the worldwide TI rallies, if you're not able to go, and I think this is common knowledge, but I just want to remind everybody, if you're not able to go, please do during the day, get on YouTube, because there's going to be a lot of live streams, and make sure you're going to those live streams and clicking thumbs up so that it can get out, you know, And probably the day of the TI rally, you know, I'm not going to make any videos or anything. I'm just going to be supporting those live streams at the rallies. And then maybe, like, you know, the day after or 2 days after, I'm going to go through all those live streams. So anybody who missed one of them can go and give it a thumbs up so it can get as far out as possible on YouTube. I'm making a lot of hand movements. And guys, I'm going to put the link to for Zoom. If you guys want to just join in, you can just join in. We can talk about anything. I'll be hanging out for a while. Anybody, especially if you've been trying to get in touch with me and I haven't gotten back to you or something, now's a good time. You can jump on and we can talk about things. I just feel like we're kind of we're at a point where we need to get this out, you know, and I know that some targeted individuals, you don't want to really get on a live stream and talk about your personal stuff, but we're way past the point of, you know, of just like talking amongst TIs. We need to push this stuff out. And even these live streams, you know, it's mostly targeted individuals. And I do welcome anybody who's not a direct targeted individual to come and watch my live streams, watch my videos, to watch other targeted individuals' videos. But, you know, I think we all kind of know it's mostly targeted individuals. So we need to push it out and put our testimonies out, ways of defense, things that are going on. So let me share my screen, guys. But anytime I'm sharing, like anytime in this live stream, you know, please feel free to join. I might text Nex and see if he wants to come join. Might text a couple of people. Let's see, I'm gonna text. So give me a sec. I'm gonna open up my window, guys, but give me a second. I kind of gotta eat too. Yeah, and everybody, you know, everybody get Zoom, because Nex is doing a bunch of awesome panels, and you know, I'm just gonna be, I don't know how many I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try and do as many as I can, and I don't know how long we're gonna make them. Kind of depends on if people do want to jump in the panel. But get Zoom so then you can just start coming in and we can start talking. I think it's a great idea. Gets the information out. You know, it lets people know. I think it's better when it's a bunch of people talking and it's not just one person talking. And I'm getting tired of my own voice. You know, I'm getting tired of just, if I'm putting out good information, like articles and stuff, you know, I'm pretty excited to do that. But when it comes to talking about my targeting, it's like almost an instinctual thing, where I'm getting very tired of it, and I'm kind of like, I don't really want to talk about what my attackers are doing, but I will talk to other targeted individuals about it. It's just like when I make a video where it's just me talking, I don't want to go through what my gang stalking's doing or my attackers. And I probably will, you know, but it's just I'm getting so sick of it. You know, I'm getting very sick of it, and I just want to be honest with y'all about that. Tanya says, Kyle, you are the best. Thank you for all you're doing. Thank you, Tanya. Thank you for coming and supporting, you know, all the live streams and stuff. It's about all of us, you know. If you guys didn't come and support these videos, you know, they really wouldn't go anywhere. So it's really about all of us. So Lion in the Lamb says, I spoke to my niece today. She said I should see a therapist. I told her they attacked her mother also when I was at her house. My sister was attacked for months. My niece said she didn't want to. Yeah. Yeah, my attackers almost, well, I don't think it was my attackers. I think that my dad had separate contractors start attacking him, and they almost killed him. You know, that was a while back. And it was the day after my 33rd birthday where the high pitched sound started intensifying. And then I think they're targeting my mom also. They're kind of coming to terms with me being targeted like this. They can kind of get that, but they would never believe that they are being targeted. Anything that happens to them, they just say, you know, it's old age and stuff like that. It's horrifying. I mean, it's horrifying because the whole thing is with all these surveillance programs before the targeting or kind of with the targeting that don't include directed energy weapon torture, it's always a surveillance tree. It's always surveilling one person and surveilling three people off of them, surveilling three people off of them. But with, you know, with directed energy weapon torture mixed with surveillance, it's gonna, you know, that's the way they're going to do it. They're going to surveil and target one person, and then the people around you are convenient. They're convenient to, like, for contractors to pick up the targeting on them, because there's no, you know, there's no what's it called? There's no oversight, so they can just target anybody. And like, oh, well, you're around your mom and your dad, or oh, you're around your family. Well, or you know, for Gma Love, hey, you're around your granddaughter, so we're just going to target her too. I mean, they do it to kids, you know, people's children and people's grandchildren. So there's no oversight, and there's no, I mean, think about it. They're torturing and murdering people. How can there be oversight? It's a very, very black project, and you know, there's not gonna be any oversight. Yeah, so, okay, so Cyber9, hey, Cyber9 says TI rally at Venice Beach, California. I was about to go through all of them, Cyber, but you guys, anybody who wants to jump on, you know, jump on. We'll hang out, and y'all can jump on the panel. I guess if nobody really does tonight, maybe some people. We'll hang around for a while. But let me share my screen and let's go through those real quick. Where is it? Okay. Okay, so 2000. Oh, this is 2018. This is 2018. Never mind. Okay, so I'm gonna have to find. Let's look for 2019. Yeah, it's 2018. So it's going to be a little bit different. Probably going to be taking place in different places. Let me eat some of my Slim Jim real quick. Euphoric Dreamer 7 says, Kyle, they heavily target my eyes. Feels like I'm tearing out acid at times. Yeah. Yeah, keep your eyes very, very clean. Like if my eyes start tearing up or get dirty, they'll really burn. So make sure you're keeping your eyes very clean. And there are some glasses on lessemf.com. I guess let me look that up real quick. I'll show you all those like EMF blocking sunglasses. I'm gonna look it up real quick and show you all the screen. Now, where is that? Okay. So we're gonna go to EMF shielding products. Shielding garments and clothing. Head and neck shielding. Eye shield. EMF safety glasses and the eye shield. I have the EMF safety glasses, so let me share my screen and show you all this. If you're getting hit in the eyes a lot, this is a pretty good option. Does it have that window? Oh, here it is. Okay. So check it out, guys. So this is lessemf, lessemf.com, which this is where I got all of this stuff for my head and this hat, and I have another hat that's pretty torn up. But I also have these protection EMF safety eyeglasses, protection specifically for the eyes. These are truly remarkable, reasonably stylish eyeglasses that offer radio frequency shielding. Metal mesh shielding alloy forms the lenses, permitting wide view visibility for driving, working, or relaxing. Can fit over most normal eyeglasses. They will never fog or smudge. Durable black plastic frames complete the design. Simple and effective. Give your eyes the rest they need. Another first from Les EMF. And it's only $18.95. But if your attackers are shooting, streams of energy directly at your eyes, this will block it out. And you notice how it looks like the front of your microwave a little bit, but these really work. I don't wear them all the time because my attackers don't always target my eyes, but sometimes they do. Like especially when I'm blocking all around my ears and my vestibular system, my ears, they'll start targeting my eyes and putting like an electromagnetic field, like kind of like right here on my head. And it actually does some of the remote neural manipulation. But I kind of feel like this is what I'm experiencing, that it's harder for my attackers to do the remote neural manipulation through the eyes. It's a harder pathway to the brain. The ears are the easiest pathway to the brain that our attackers use. And I kind of want to go over. I'm going to go over, I guess, like let me see. Let me stop sharing my screen real quick. Let me put it in chat again. The link, and I'll find the phone number for next time. For next time, not next time, but next time. But you guys, I'm going to put this link in. Just come on the panel. This is really just a hangout, so don't feel like just whatever you want to talk about. Lynn Rom says, let me eat this real quick. That drunk ninja says, acid, when my targeting began, I was having a rest with my eyes closed and I had crazy visuals like it was acid or something. Yeah. Yeah, it might, that could be your visual cortex. It's like, because they can, I'm going to read that MIT article, but it's basically an electromagnetic field, or if you have a non-consensual implant, it's also putting electromagnetic frequencies up to the vestibular system, and then it's sending signals to the brain. So it can send signals to your visual cortex or your occipital lobe, right? They can get signals from the occipital lobe, or they can put signals to the occipital lobe. It can take signals from the visual cortex or to the visual cortex through the targeting. It's really an electromagnetic field within a bidirectional stream of photons working along with it. I guess I'll show that article like I've showed it before, but MIT is like coming out with it and saying that they just figured it out, this method of an electromagnetic field with ultrasound, with a bidirectional stream of ultrasound going for deep brain stimulation. So it can stimulate neurons, like it can make more neuronal activity, or it can interfere. It can interfere with neuronal activity. So Healthy Living and other things says, I need to buy more EMF stickers for my cell phone and laptops. Yeah, we gotta promote this issue and get people knowing about, promote awareness of the issue in any way that we can, every angle. Can anybody in chat, do y'all have a website? Like, did anybody put a website up for all the rallies, all the TI Day rallies? Okay, let me go to targeted, freedom for targeted individuals. I'm going to share my screen and we'll go there and we'll read about, the rally in Oregon. But I went to the 2018 TI Day rally for that other one. Okay, so here's Freedom for Targeted Individuals website, freedomfortargetedindividuals.org. Get ready for Freedom for Targeted Individuals Targeted Individual Rally in Portland, Oregon on August 29, 2019, marking the second annual Global TI Day. Visit our Portland Rally tab for full event details, including links for booking, travel, and accommodations, or click here. So let's click here and see the information about that. I'm pretty sure everybody that's going to go to a TI Day rally basically tomorrow, you know, you've already probably got it planned. And then people who can't go, we just need to support them as much as we can. You know, say some prayers. I'm about to go through some like Bible verses and prayers. Hold on, I need to text somebody real quick. Okay, so Corey can't come. Yeah, it's really late, so I don't know how many people. I mean, TIs are always up though, but we'll just hang out for a while. Let's see. But if anybody has a good website, like if anybody in chat knows a good website where they've listed, like, you know, in front of the BBC, Oregon, Sacramento, Venice Beach, you know, and I'll go to the Venice Beach site too. Where else? I think there's one in New York, Chicago. I think there's one in Florida, maybe. I don't think there's one in Texas. Let's see. Let me make sure I keep all this crap on my head. This is what I talk about, like spinning plates, right? And it works. It gives me relief, but it's just like I have the hearing aids in and the transcranial stimulation, and then I have to, you know, put these little copper scrubbies down my pants, and then the Q-Wave defenders, which everybody says, oh, Q-Wave defenders, blah, blah, blah. They don't work. If you buy enough of them, they do. When I had money a while back, I just bought enough so they actually do work. Okay. I'm seeing if next one's got, okay. So freedom targeted individuals, FFTI sponsored rally in Portland, Oregon on August 29, 2019, marking the second annual Global TI Day. This event is being planned in partnership with the Alliance to End Targeting, which is coordinating simultaneous events in 9 other US cities, as well as cities in a number of other countries around the world. All rally locations for this global event are listed on the webpage of the Alliance to End Targeting. So I'm going to go there next. FFTI's leadership is also part of the leadership team of the Alliance to End Targeting. We hope you will participate in this free event in Portland. Details provided below. Click here to donate to the success of the event. This is so awesome. So it's at the location Pioneer Courthouse Square, 701 Southwest 6th Avenue, Portland, Oregon, 97205. So come to this. If you're going to the, if you're in Oregon and you're a targeted individual, come here to see where it is so you can go. If you're already going, you're probably already going, but I still want it to do this. Still want it to kind of just support the rallies because I can't go. I'm very disappointed. I would have gone probably to the Oregon one, but the Dr. Hoffer opportunity came up, and I depend on, this is gonna sound horrible, I depend on my mom to help me with resources. So I'm kind of, you know, I'm seeing how what I'm doing is not working because I can't make it to the rally. I'm gonna go see Dr. Hoffer. So I'm going to switch up some things. I need to somehow, you know, I don't know. I'm going to think about that. But yeah, I'm pretty upset. But I'm going to try and support it however I can. And any targeted individual who's not going, let's just support as much as we can. And let's really pray for the people who are going and really, you know, really just support and thank the people who put these things together because it takes a lot of work. So let's read the event highlights. Optional social gathering the evening of Wednesday, August 28th. See details below. Several speeches by notable victim activists in the TI community. Walk for Freedom protest march along the waterfront. Live acoustic music set by local musicians during the 200 Candles Vigil, which will start shortly after sunset. A tribute to victims of organized stalking and electronic harassment all over the world. That's awesome. Help us surpass our goal of 200 rally participants on the square all at the same time. I really think they'll get it. I really think there's going to be over 200 people at the Oregon rally. This is a free event. Nevertheless, we encourage you to register so we can estimate the total number of attendees and plan accordingly with our rentals, permits, drinking water, snacks, etc. Details on how to register are provided below. A complete agenda, links for booking air travel, suggested accommodations, and public transportation tips are all provided below. Okay. So this is the official rally flyer. Let's pull that up. Okay, that's really cool. I wonder if they're going to be handing these out. So you guys come here and check that out. I'll put the link in the chat. I don't know if I can read all those right now. The aims and demands. Okay. Lion in the Lamb says they do it 2 different ways. One of the ways is they send the pic or video to the lens of your eye. If you squint in a very dark place, you can see it on your lens with your eye open. Yeah, I think they do everything a couple of ways. How I think of it, how I think of the targeting is layers of an onion, you know. So just three angles. You might have a non-consensual, or let's say 4. This is 4 angles. You might have a non-consensual implant that can give you pain at the point of where you're being targeted, or it can send up signals up a cluster of nerves like the vagus nerve or the trigeminal nerve to the pathways to the vestibular system. They can put an electromagnetic field around your head with a bidirectional stream of photons going in, and then you've also got nanoparticulates in your body, you know, that can actually be sent like 24-hour a day, basically a signal, like a signal broadcast to those, you know, and that's not even all. So it's kind of like layers. And as I've used certain defenses, like I'll use a certain defense and it'll take care of certain layers, right? Like Dave Case's CD, it stops a lot of the body pain. It stops a lot of the nervousness and anxiety that my attackers can produce like right away. But then they're still able to do deep brain stimulation a little bit. They're still able to make me kind of depressed and you know, kind of manipulate my mind some. So it's like when you're working with defenses, you start seeing that they're doing this stuff in layers. And they have an integrated weapons platform that can tap into all these different layers of attacks on us. Healthy Living and Other Things says, Ron Sir R AK, I just posted a video on the customized shirts I make and talk about that shirt on my video. Okay, so everybody check out Healthy Living and Other Things because they have some shirts. Cool. Healthy Living and Other Things says, I can design, not make any shirt you like if the image is approved. This guy says it's mind control. They control your mind using supercomputer AI. Yes, that is true, this guy, but you got to remember, because James Giordano says this in his presentations, they're using human operators with automated systems on some of us. Some of us, it may be completely automated. It may be completely AI, but a huge part of this is human operators teaching the automated systems how to attack people better. And then the automated systems teaching the attackers, the human operators, how to attack people and control them better. And James Giordano says it plainly, you know, that happens. So it's not just AI. There are human operators. I talked to a lot of targeted individuals and myself where, you know, a lot of the attacks and the changes they make, it has to be human operators, manipulating with it. And then and they can do a lot of things automated, but they'll step in manually sometimes. Let's see what, So I guess let me put the link, you know, I already got a thumbs down. What the fuck? Why the fuck would I get a thumbs down already? That's so weird. So weird. The targeted individual, they're just like, I don't even get that. Let me put the link in there again. Am I sharing my screen? Okay. Stop sharing my screen. And we'll put the link in again. Just whatever you want to talk about, guys. I guess if nobody wants to come on tonight, I'll just go through. I'll go through some prayers and Bible verses for victory for the people who go into the rallies. I guess we'll stay on like another 30 minutes or whatever. If nobody wants to come on, I'll just wrap it up. Yeah, I think my attackers like get some people to do thumbs down, or I could have pissed off some other targeted individual in some way that I don't even know. Like if I'm supporting, there's a lot of infighting going on. So like if I support someone and another targeted individual doesn't like them and wanted me to kind of be on their side, they might get mad at me or something. I don't know. So Euphoric Dreamer 7 says, Kyle, are the perps being targeted as well? I don't know. I don't know. I would think so. I would think so. I would think that the people, you know, that are targeting us on the remote platforms, you know, they'd probably be getting, you know, getting targeted. They'd probably be getting urges of like aggression, or their adrenaline pumped up, or positive reinforcement when they're torturing people. So it's like this people above them targeting them to give them horrible, like violent feelings while they're doing this to us, because they're definitely hooked into somehow. But and then if they turn on the program or they stop doing it, they might start targeting them negatively. I don't really know. But I think everybody has these nanoparticulates, you know, in their system, at least everybody in the United States. And I think they're working on everybody in other countries getting these nanoparticulates in them. They may already have them, you know, the nanofibers. So does anybody, yeah, Healthy Living and other things says, I get thumbs down on my health videos. What the hell? Yeah, it's just YouTube. You know, people get mad for certain reasons, and I guess it makes them feel some power to be able to just thumbs down a video. But I don't really see the reason any of my videos would be getting thumbs down by targeted individuals, because like I'm just putting out information for us. But it's YouTube. It's the culture of YouTube. Like, I mean, I watch some like big YouTubers, you know, like Keemstar and these psychos. They're psychos, and they just deal with drama. And there's this whole YouTube culture of just these packs of people, you know, kind of following these huge YouTubers and then causing all this drama and attacking other channels and stuff like that. I think that, you know, I think that my channel and a lot of other TI's channels kind of stay away from that kind of stuff. But you got you know, gang stalkers, like perpetrators, who will come and mess with our channels too. And like, cause I'll notice that I'll do a live stream and I'll like lose like 4 subscribers, but then I'll get those 4 subscribers back like in a day. And it's like my attackers have certain people either working for DHS Fusion Centers or InfraGard, but they're basically not community placed agents, they're cyber placed agents. So there's like people who are hired to try and discredit our websites, say that we're crazy, give us thumbs down and stuff like that. So you've got that mixed in, but then you've also got just normal TI drama. And it's like, I try and just support, like if there's a targeted individual trying to get this information out, I just support them. And if 2 targeted individuals like get into a fight with each other, and I still see them both as targeted individuals and I like them, I'll support both of them. But I think even that, it's like picking a side, because you're not going against somebody, you're picking that side to one person. So even if you're not picking sides, you're still kind of getting caught up in the drama, you know? I don't care though. I mean, I'm just going to be honest about it, and y'all know what I do. I want to end this. Like, I don't understand the TI drama, because where I'm at, I'm getting microwaved so bad and I have to spin these defensive plates and stuff. So, like, any target individual getting out good information, I'm going to support them. And I don't understand, like, the worst thing that I see, because there are infiltrators and stuff like that. But when targeted individuals get into a fight, the first thing they do is call each other perps. It's the first thing. So then they can do whatever they want to that person that they called a perp. But the reality of it is that targeted individuals just get into fights. They have disagreements. We can't jump right to that's a perp. You know, we can't do that. Maybe it does happen. It does happen like that, but you can't just jump right to that every time, because I feel like that's a justification. Like, targeted individuals get into a fight and it's like, oh, that's a perp. So then you can do any bad thing you want to him. You can slander him and say anything you want to about him. I just see a lot of that, you know. So PA says, yeah, Carol never lose truth too. Did she have to make another channel, PA? PA says, yeah, Carol at Never Lose Truth 2 had 2 videos removed today on YouTube for no reason given. And Never Lose Truth, I guess she had to make another channel, Never Lose Truth 2. Y'all check that out. She's very, very intelligent. She has a lot of information about Gwyn Towers, and also chemtrails. And she's had to deal with a narcissistic family, you know, all of her life. So y'all check her out. I'm sure they are. I'm sure they're taking her videos down, because she talks about a lot of important stuff. I'm very surprised that I've been able to stay up. I think the deal is with me that I say so many words that are censored that YouTube censors me so well. You know, really my channel only gets out to other targeted individuals through word of mouth, and maybe there's some people in the truth community that may stumble into my channel. But I think YouTube really censors me so well, and I'm not very smart about saying things right, like not saying certain words, that it's kind of just this natural censorship. And I started making a YouTube channel so long ago that I think that my attackers kind of set things up pretty early to make sure that I wouldn't get up in the algorithms. I don't know. I'm not sure about that. I know that our attackers, sometimes it's like one group of attackers, and with a contractor, they may have connections with like AT&T, or they may have connections with YouTube, and then there's some general, general DHS fusion gang stalking that AT&T signs up for. But then your attackers may have more contacts with certain groups, like more contacts with YouTube, or more contacts with Google, or more contacts with Microsoft. It just depends on what contractor and what kind of connections your attackers have, So the Drunken Ninja says, what are Gwyn Towers? Gwyn Towers are like, they're towers that they have lines, like they can send electromagnetic frequencies and radio frequencies from the towers, but they also have lines that run under the ground, right? They have lines that run under the ground, so they can actually run electromagnetic frequencies under the ground and then up. So look up Gwyn Towers, guys. I'm not going to look them up right now, but I will in the future. I was hoping somebody would jump into the panel. I'll hang out for a while longer. I'll hang out. Let's go through some Bible verses for victory and some prayers for victory. So let's really pray for the people going out, going to the rallies, that they stay safe, and that that this really gets out to people who don't know about targeting, and that the people who are organizing the events, that things go really smoothly for them, and that the people doing the live streams for it and everything goes really smoothly, and it gets out the information in a good way, which I'm sure it will, but we still need to pray about it. We need to pray about it, send all of our thoughts, our positive thoughts and prayers, and just any way we can support them, especially if we're not going to be able to make it out to any of them. Joseph Wade Paulson said, did you see the anonymous official video about Voice to Skull? I didn't, Joseph Wade Paulson. I'll look that up though. Yeah, Anonymous also made a video, and I'm not sure about Anonymous. I think a lot of people started using the Anonymous, name. So a lot of people with a lot of different agendas started, making videos under Anonymous. But one Anonymous channel made a video about remote neural monitoring and remote neural manipulation. And it was a while back, and they had this initiative. They had this initiative to stop remote neural manipulation. So that drunken ninja says Gwyn towers are like Tesla's Rodolin coil, where he put the light bulb in the ground. Yeah, I guess that's. I mean, I guess that sounds right. Okay, so let's do this first, guys. Let me put the link in chat. Just anybody can come on and just chat about anything. It doesn't have to be TI day. It can just be, about your targeting or whatever. So I'll hang out for a while. We'll see. I know sometimes people just don't feel like, feel like getting on. I don't. I feel like not getting. I feel like not making videos. So I completely understand. But we can just talk about anything. Let's go to let's see. Let's go to let's go to the Alliance to End Tar. Oh, went to the wrong one. Oh, that's definitely the wrong one. Let's see. Let's go to here. Okay. Okay, so let's go to the webpage for Alliance to End Targeting. Okay, so established. Okay, so this is https www.alliancetoendtargeting.org. Established in spring of 2019, Alliance to End Targeting is a group of targeted people who actively work toward our common goal to actively raise awareness through peaceful protest and enlightenment, and to make these atrocious crimes completely stop. On this site, you will find information about the major organizations representing our community and information about rallies we are planning in the future. Thank you for visiting. Second annual Targeted Individual Day, August 29, 2019. Austin, Bangkok, Casablanca, Chicago, Cleveland, Hamilton, Kolkata, Lexington, London, Moscow, New York City, Orlando, Paris, Philadelphia, Phoenix, Portland, Pueblo, Rome, Sacramento, St. Paul, Seoul, Spartanburg, Tokyo, Venice, and Warsaw. So let's click to find the event nearest to me. I'm in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. So Austin's probably going to be closest to me. It's like an 8-hour drive. My car is so messed up, I'm not going to be able to get there. But anybody who is maybe thinking about going and you're really, really close to one of these, maybe you can check this out and see if one is really close by. Kolkata, India. There's one in Kolkata, India. So let's check out the one. Let's see the one in Austin. I heard talk about the one in Austin, but I didn't think it was happening. But I guess it is. So organizer Shayla Avance and Earl Watts, location Waterloo Neighborhood Park, 12th Street and Trinity Street, Austin, Texas. August 29th, 10:30 a.m. to 2 p.m. So attendees will begin meeting at the corner of 12th Street and Trinity Street at 10:30 a.m. and will have until 11 a.m. to arrive. The group will be walking throughout downtown Austin, passing out flyers and engaging the public. Possible dinner afterwards if people are willing. Okay. So let's go back. See the London. So let me read them again. I mean, this is worldwide. Look at how many rallies are going on, guys. So this is very, very hopeful. Bangkok, Austin, Bangkok, Thailand, Casablanca, Morocco, Chicago, Cleveland, Hamilton, New Zealand, Hanoi, Vietnam, Kolkata, India, Lexington, USA, London, UK, Moscow, Russia, New York City, USA, Nice, is that Nice? We say Nice, France, Orlando, United States of America, Paris, France, Philadelphia, United States of America, Phoenix, Portland, Pueblo, Rome, Sacramento, St. Paul, San Francisco, Seoul, South Korea, Seoul, they put that to Spartanburg, Tokyo, and Venice. So Cyber came into the chat and she wanted to let everybody know about the Venice one. So let's go through the Venice information. Organizers Tim Bryan and Nina Gonzalez. Location Venice Boardwalk, Oceanfront Walk, and Market Street, Venice, California, 90291. So it's going to be till 11 a.m. to sunset. So it looked like they were doing conference calls to plan it. Please be sure to bring your chairs, swimsuits, sunscreen, food, drinks, and friends. So there's going to be some swimming going on. Okay. So let's go. Let's see. I'm going to share my screen. No, I don't need to share my screen. Let's go through some, just Bible verses on victory so we can pray victory over anybody going to the rallies, on anybody organizing the rallies, on the live streams that are happening. Let's just get positive psychological energy and just our energy flowing towards those guys. And putting up some positive prayers so God will make these so successful. Also, mainstream media, guys, we need to, I'm sure people have already been doing this. I know targeted individuals have probably already been doing this, but like in the next 2 days, you may just want to call your local media. If you're around those, like if the rally is in your city, call local media and report it and be like, hey, there's a big rally. There's a targeted individual rally. At this place, can y'all go and cover it? If everybody asks them to cover it, and I'm pretty sure like some people have probably, the organizers have put out press releases, but it could just help out a little bit if we all call and especially if you're in that city, call and say there's going to be this targeted individual rally. It's about survivors of non-consensual harassment, community harassment, with directed energy weapon torture, neuro weapons torture. It may, could make a difference. CC says, I bet the media won't cover it. They don't want the world to find out that mind control technology has been influencing citizens' emotions and uploading thoughts to their brain. I kind of agree, CC. I kind of agree. The mainstream media, it's the way that the system is configured, there's these built-in mechanisms of control. And so the mainstream media, although not all of them know the conspiracy and are like, oh, we can't report targeting because the military industrial complex is murdering these citizens. The owners of these media corporations know about it and know what not to report. So that funnels down from the owners of the media corporations to all the managers and bosses, and they know what how they have to report things. It's spread out that they have to report targeted individuals as a mystery, like the Cuban embassy attacks, or that we're mentally ill. And it's done with these built-in mechanisms of control. So not everybody has to be in on the conspiracy, right? Like the reporters and the writers and the editors don't exactly have to know, like, oh, The military-industrial complex is experimenting on citizens, and it's trying to cover it up. You know, it can be like they can just have directions, like somebody writes a story about targeted individual, goes to their editor, targeted individuals, goes to their editor and says, hey, I want to run this story. And the editor has been given instructions to report targeted individuals in a certain way from their manager. So they say, if it's a positive story, the editor will say, well, we can't run that. We can't make these people look good, and we can't put out too much information. And we all know about, you know, Mockingbird Media. We know about the CIA Project Mockingbird. And that was like, they were heavily involved in mainstream media. The CIA had infiltrated the mainstream media, like basically getting people who are already in there hired onto the CIA to report stories how they wanted to. And that was like 1960, late 1960s, early 1970s. So you can imagine how those systems have evolved, right? These evil, tyrannical systems of propaganda and control have been evolving over these periods of years, right? I'd say the assassination of President Kennedy was like a crux point. It was a very important point where all this stuff started heavily growing, and it was there before, but it was a point where they seized control. It was a coup d'etat, right? And then the CIA started taking more control, putting their boys in the White House and stuff like that. Then, of course, down the road, you have 9/11, which seals the deal, makes everybody scared of terrorism, so that, you know, the military-industrial complex and these corporations can then, you know, start doing wars, playing both sides, selling weapons, you know, getting more control over the citizenry, you know, causing these mass shootings to keep the cycle going. So it's in a horrible, tyrannical cycle. That's the biggest thing that good people and good targeted individuals need to know, is we've got to break the cycle. If at the very least, if it's just breaking the cycle with your own targeting, break the cycle, you know. But if good people in the world, and I don't know, I mean, the next generation, it's like we can probably convince some boomers that this is happening, and then kind of this generation get awareness out. But I just see that the next generation coming up, it's like they want to be part of a group so bad, and they'll kind of hook up to anything. They'll kind of, I mean, if people are going along with Jake Paul and Logan Paul, you know, I think that the youth is going to kind of go along with anything. The Drunken Ninja says, we need someone to ask the president if he's aware of a way to remotely hear the inner voice. Yeah, I'd say we need to call the White House. A lot of targeted individuals have called the White House. This guy says, can't convince people because their brains are controlled by supercomputer AI, not even your own family that loves you. Well, I've convinced my mom. Like, my mom does believe me, and I think a lot of other targeted individuals, they have convinced their family members. You know, but you're right. There is a lot of mind control. There is a lot of remote neural manipulation. Euphoric Dreamer 7 says, Kyle, who's your favorite band of all time? That's a tough one. I don't know. If you ask me right now, like if I had to say something right now, oh man, I don't know. That's really hard because I like so much music. I guess I like Breaking Benjamin a lot. Breaking Benjamin's probably my top 10. I like Tool. Tool's not in my top 10 though. Oh, that's a tough one. I don't know, I'd say Breaking Benjamin's like in my top 5. Who else? I like 311. I used to like 311. Like 311 was my favorite band when I was little. But now I kind of, their music got cornier. You know, it got a little bit cornier as I got into my old age. But 311's definitely would have been in my top 10, or their old music was in my top 10. I don't know. Let me think about that. Euphoric Dreamer. Everybody else, put your favorite bands in chat. Yeah, I got to think about that. Drunken Ninja says, not call the White House, just a small reporter, and we can figure out if he knows or not. like call a small reporter to ask the president? Tanya says, my mom and my sister talk about it all the time, and I send them TI videos. Yeah, some family members do believe it. Like if you show them the rallies and stuff, there are just some people's family members just will not accept it, and that's kind of my dad. You know, just wants to know that I'm doing okay, but he will never look into the stuff. He won't look at it. He's gonna watch Fox News and listen to whatever they say. So he's just not gonna look at any of it. You know. But I think he's starting to kind of believe. He just doesn't want to deal with it, I guess. I don't know. Tabitha Jennings says, Kyle, can you feel your heartbeat? No. What do you mean? Like, does my heart beat faster? Like when I'm being targeted? I guess I can. Yeah, I guess I can feel my heartbeat. Like if I sit here. Yeah. I mean, I guess I can. I don't know. My heart's not beating real fast right now, but if my heart does start beating fast, like if I'm anxious, then I can like feel my heart beating. I can feel like the pulse, not the pulse of it, but just the heartbeat through my system, you know? Hey, Cece, do you want to jump on the panel and talk about how your targeting is and how you're doing and stuff? Do you have Zoom? Guys, try and get Zoom, you know, because Next is doing, you know, panels, and I want you guys, like, I'm going to open up, let's just kind of prepare for it. Like, I want to just open up and I'll have a couple of things to talk about, but then I want you guys to come on and talk. So, and if you get Zoom, it's really, really easy. I think a lot of you guys may not have Zoom, but it's so easy to sign up. Yeah, CC, look into Zoom. So you can come into the chat and you can just jump on the panel, you know, let everybody know how you're doing, just talk about what's going on with you, especially, you know, I'm not trying to be sexist, but especially women. You know, like I'm not saying that men TIs are not important. I'm just saying, you know, we're trying to get this awareness out to the public. And some of you women are so beautiful and intelligent, and I feel like people really need to know what's going on with you. And I think somebody said it in Nex's panel, like really, it was really early morning. I think they had been going for like 6 hours or something like that. And somebody said something so important. I can't remember his name. He's English, and he was saying that it's like Furio or something like that. He has a channel on YouTube. It starts with a T, but he said, you know, these people who are attacking us and surveilling us, they are controlling the narrative about what we are, right? Like they're telling your neighbors that you're a psycho or you're a drug user or you're crazy or you're dangerous or whatever, just the worst lies that you can imagine. And so when you make a video and you control your narrative, right? You put out the information of who you are. It carries it. You control it, right? You're controlling how people see you, because this program is going to hide you and isolate you, and they're going to say what you are. So if you're quiet about it, people are going to think that's what you are. So you know, the thing is, like with my gang stalking, I think that my my videos have actually helped with my gang stalking. I think that some people who work for DHS fusion centers, and they're targeting me, like I'm a target in the community. They watch my videos, they see the whole picture, and then I think some police and some people in the sheriff's department do not feel good about targeting me, and so they don't, because they know the whole story. Now they don't come out and say, hey, this kid is innocent, and you know, we got to stop this targeting. But it can affect your targeting a lot. It can really affect, and you control the narrative. When I make this video, even though I'm targeted, right? I'm targeted, I'm being remote neural manipulated. So my personality is kind of different than it was when I wasn't being targeted, which I don't know when it started. But you control how you want people to see you. You know, you can show who you truly are. So I feel like it's super, super important. but it's really late at night, and you know, I haven't been doing these much, so I understand if people just aren't ready to come on the panel. But I really do, it's, you know, just a very relaxed, whatever you guys want to talk about, you know. So maybe not tonight. I don't know if anybody wants to jump on. I'll put it in chat. Maybe what I'll do, guys, to start it out, because I know just jumping on here and, like, you know, it's kind of, I guess it's a little bit maybe intimidating to be the first person to jump on the panel. What I'll try and do next time is I'll come on with some people and we'll get it kind of started that way. But you guys, if y'all want to jump on, anybody can come in and just talk about whatever you want to talk about. Whatever you want to talk about. If your targeting is just horrible and you just want to opine, you just want to get it out, you know, you can do that too. Oh, somebody asked, healthy living and other things, asked, I wonder how James Munder is doing. Yeah, I check out his videos sometimes. I know that he was heavily targeted, but I think he kind of, he talked to somebody about it. He talked to Defango about it, and he was just saying, like, he was talking about what was going on with him, and it sounded like gang stalking. It sounds like he's getting hit with directed energy weapons, but he didn't want to come off as paranoid, you know, because it's like a lot of people, if you say you're a targeted individual, there's organized stalking, there's organized weapon attacks from integrated weapon systems. You know, they're just automatically like, oh, you're on meth or you're crazy or whatever. I hope that's changing. Sometimes I don't know, because we're just not getting a lot of feedback, right? The feedback is important. There's just, the mainstream media is not giving us feedback, and a lot of people on YouTube, it's not a lot of feedback. But you know, he's definitely a target. But he kind of, like, I think he kind of made himself be like, oh, well, no, that doesn't exist, and it was just this person living next to me. I wonder if he ever came to terms with being targeted. And a lot of those guys, like, I'll check out some of those guys. Like, I'll check out Lift the Veil and Defango. I like Defango. I like Lift the Veil. Defango talks about electromagnetic frequencies. You know, he doesn't go full-fledged into, oh, targeted individuals and they're being hit with neuroweapons, but he's done some videos like, you know, you're organic, you have organic electromagnetic energy, you have a biofield. So this is not a leap for you know, military industrial complex and certain agencies to use directed energy to mess with our biofields and mess with our energy. I mean, that's one of the biggest things. Well, I'll finish my thought, but I do like Defango. I think he's very entertaining. I don't agree with him about everything. LTV, I like Lift the Veil, but they skim the surface. They'll sometimes talk a little bit, but they don't want to get into it. This is the topic that nobody wants to touch, because they feel like they're going to get targeted. They feel like they're going to get called crazy. But on the ironic side of this is the most important issue in the world. I'd say it's the most important issue in the world right now, other than child sacrifice. But this is mixed in with child sacrifice, right? There are children who are being targeted by neuroweapons and directed energy weapons. So this is hurting children. This program is torturing and surveilling children. So it's right along with human trafficking, because human trafficking is involved in this. Satanic ritual is involved in targeting. So I would say it's, like, you know, in the top two important issues in humanity. You know, I mean, it has a lot to do with our evolution. Like, if people start hooking up with these neuroweapons and stuff, and people start accepting this stuff, not to mention how painful it is for the people being tortured right now. But if these technologies, medically and consumer products, come out and people start accepting these things, it will stop the organic evolution of our brain. I guess maybe in an ironic way, because I think that we've all maybe experienced this with our targeting. We start resisting these frequencies and resisting the control of you know, of this interacting with our brain, right? The directed energy, the neuroweapons interacting with our brain, and our brain does evolve. It does get stronger, right? because in nature, when you resist, there's evolution there. But I think that if people get too used to this stuff, they start depending on some kind of like neurolace or other kinds of mind reading headsets and stuff to do their brain work for them, to just pump things into their brain. That's the end of organic evolution, right? And I think that when it's used negatively, you resist it, and your brain can actually get stronger and kind of adapt and evolve in ways that it wouldn't have if it wasn't being attacked like this. Positives and negatives about that. Healthy living and other things says, not sure about CC, but it would not surprise me. Not sure about that, CC. Yeah, but I mean, yeah, to some people, like I feel like James Munder kind of hits on a certain level of truth. He goes to a certain level in kind of trending topics and things like that, and some good news, some not good news, but things that need to be talked about. He does a great job on that, but he just won't go there. Richie from Boston is a targeted individual. He is heavily targeted, but he makes a living with YouTube. So he's got to touch these topics that people, really crazy topics that some of them I don't think are even true. They're way out there, but people, they're popular. It gets views. And so he doesn't really go into targeting directed energy weapons, neuro weapons, he has this big, huge platform. And Richie from Boston, if you're watching, I love you, man. I love your attitude. I think you're a great guy. I know that you've got your niche on YouTube and you're making money with it. I don't even know if he watches my videos. But good people, but it's something. There's a roadblock, right? Like this, neuro weapons and directed energy weapons are being used to torture humans in the world, in their homes, 24 hours a day. There's nothing else that's more important. This is a war, right? We're coming up against those roadblocks and people being kind of blocked in their mind. There's social engineering blocks where people are like, well, I can talk about all these crazy truth issues, right? I can talk about whatever. I can talk about fallen angels cutting down forests. I don't know. I saw a YouTube video. It was like how the fallen angels cut down forests or something. I didn't watch the video, but I was like, it got like millions of views. And I don't know what the guy was talking about. I have no idea, but it was interesting, right? It's an interesting out and left field topic. But people are being tortured in their homes with neuro weapons and directed energy weapons, and people are kind of like, whoa, I don't want to go there. Some people, even if they're being targeted, don't want to go there. So it just says a lot about, social engineering that has nothing to do with remote neural manipulation, but factored in with mind control and remote neural manipulation. It's really, really, it goes against my predictions, because at the beginning, like some of my predictions have worked out. Like I knew that this stuff was going to build awareness, but I really thought at this point in time, and the rally coming out is great. And the Cuban embassy attack and the China consul attack, not great things, but it's good that those news stories got out there. I thought that we would be further along in understanding who's doing this. It's contractors and private contractors under the DoD, and in other countries, it's those people. How it's being done, there's a lot of details that probably we could talk about, but we know that it's directed energy weapons. We know that it's electromagnetic frequencies interfering with the nervous system in the brain, and then external microwave. I just thought that we would be, I thought that it would explode more, right? But the reason that it hasn't, this is the reason that it hasn't, as much as I thought 6 years ago, 7 years ago, or whatever. It's because there's built-in mechanisms in society to stop things from coming out, that the people higher up, military industrial complex, mainstream media, even our government, that they don't really want to talk about, and they don't want coming out. And they want us to, basically all the people higher up are like, hey, we're going to sacrifice these people. These weapons are so important. Controlling people's brains is such an important part of warfare, and corporations want the ability to do it. and the medical industry wants a way to do it. And then there's so many other angles, right? Big business. War is big business. When that happened, and Eisenhower was a very, very intelligent man, and he knew that when big business got mixed in with war, we were all doomed. Because what does business want to do? Business wants to grow. Business wants to grow, wants to expand. So you think about if there's a business of torturing people and experimenting on people, it's mixed in with business, the military industrial complex, military industrial. The businesses want to grow. So these Frankenstein military operations that call themselves contractors, they want to grow. They want to pull in more people to experiment on. We're going to target this guy's family. We're going to target this targeted individual's family. We need to pull in more people because we got to grow our business. We've got to learn more, and hey, we can do whatever we want to these people and just say terrorism. We'll just say terrorism and national security, So the things that I thought were going to happen would have happened in a normal, non-tyrannical society, where like a 1990s society. That's where I was thinking when this started happening to me. So, things have been, they've been growing. Things that if you were there 6 years ago or 5 or 6 years ago on YouTube, it really has. It's really the topic. More people are talking about it. I don't know. I feel like, I don't know. It's a tough road. I feel like a lot of very intelligent targeted individuals kind of stay away from talking about it. They're just like, well, I'm just going to take care of myself. I'm going to find some defenses that work for me and try and get a job and take care of my family. And I don't really want to get into the arena of talking about this because, I'm going to be called crazy. I'm going to have to deal with some people that maybe are very messed up. Like, we're messed up as targeted individuals. Like, when we interact, the interactions, it's like, ooh, is this person a real targeted individual? Is this an agent? All that stuff, all that drama, it affects, it's affected me big time. Like, I try not to show it, but sometimes the targeting has affected me more, but the justified paranoia that it's reacting to something real, sometimes I'm like, man, I'm a real targeted individual, but sometimes I have to think about my hand movements and the colors I wear and this poster behind me. Are some people going to think Batman's satanic or I'm signaling? It gets, and I've let that go. I'm in the process of letting it go, but it gets messy. It's messy. It's not going to be, you're not going to come off as this graceful person all the time when you're being microwaved to death. And you're trying to like talk to people about it, this really, really complicated topic. It's going to be a stumbling, bumbling kind of thing where we're finding our way through the dark. And we are, but I think a lot of people just kind of stay away from it. They're like, no way, no. I'm blockheaded enough to do it, to kind of keep running into that wall until it breaks, Healthy Living and other things says, yes, it can, because the producers and music companies all use the same art designers and songwriters. This guy says the supercomputer AI mass mind control is what keeps it under wraps. Well, that's true, this guy, but there are also built-in mechanisms of the system that don't really have to do with mind control, but it's how this infrastructure has been being built. There's this infrastructure of the military industrial complex tied to mainstream media, the CFR above them controlling things. They built up infrastructure to keep people shut up. And then the mind control does play into it. But I feel like on a mass scale, the thing that keeps this under wraps is fear. It's social fear. Social fear controls things way more than I think people think. Just being like, oh, well, it's right to talk about that, but I'm scared to talk about that. That's one thing that I praise God that I don't have. If something's right, I'm going to do it. And we have to realize that we're beyond the point of looking good. Getting on a live stream, when you're being you're not going to look that. You look, you put out the information or whatever, but you do things because they're right. At this point in time in our society, how Luciferian and evil and tyrannical it is, we have to do things because they're right, not because people are going to cheer us on. People are cheering on Logan Paul and Jake Paul, and they're morons, and they're going to turn kids into raving lunatic idiots who are selfish and stupid. They're cheering that on. That's popular. While targeted individuals who are talking about maybe the most important thing in human society, we get a couple of hundred views for busting our ass while we're being tortured. There's the inversion of society, right? So I think that we need to say, if people hate me for what I'm saying, it's probably the right thing. You know, if people get uncomfortable about what I'm saying, I'm probably doing the right thing. People praise and clap for the worst things, for just the worst things. The worst things are popular, you know. Healthy Living and other things says, I made a shirt, war is a racket. Oh, okay. So Erica Nerio says, but Dan, the lead singer of Imagine Dragons, is very artistically gifted. I like Imagine Dragons. I really like Imagine Dragons. I don't know if they're in my top 10 bands. I'd say they're in my top 20 bands. I'm going to give you all my favorite band next live stream. So is everybody sure? Nobody wants to just come on and chat? We don't have to chat about, you know, what I'm talking about. We can talk about whatever you guys want to. I think what I'm going to do, what I'm going to have to do is come on with some people. I'm going to, I'll kind of prepare better when I come on for a hangout. You know, because I know it's late and I know people are getting ready for the rally. But let me go ahead and put the link in chat anyway. Guys, I won't bite. You know, don't be intimidated by me. I'm just a targeted I don't think y'all are intimidated by me. I think that people are probably just tired and don't want to come on. But seriously, like, I'm just a person being microwaved. And I'll talk about whatever you guys want to talk. I want to get things kind of going, you know, with the hangouts, but I guess I'll understand if nobody wants to come on. Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, you're right. You're right, S. Robles. Yep, it's Blind Melon. I wasn't thinking about, yeah, Blind Melon's my favorite band. Yeah, totally. Totally. I forgot. I couldn't think of them. You know, I was thinking about like all the other, like Breaking Benjamin, and it's like it wouldn't come to mind, you know. But yeah, that's it. It is Blind Melon. I love Blind Melon. I just love that guy's voice. It's so sad. So sad that he OD'd on heroin. You know, he was so talented. I forget his name. Shannon. I think it's Shannon Moon or something like that. It's like SHANNON Moon. Is that his name? I'm not sure. Maybe somebody can look that up. CC says, I'd chat with you online, but I have no makeup on and my hair is not styled. Well, CC, if you want to, and you don't have to do it this time, you know, no pressure, guys. It's okay. But you can come on without your webcam. Like, you can put your webcam on, but then come on without video sharing. But it's cool. You know, I'll be doing more of these. If nobody wants to come on, nobody wants to come on. If y'all do, no pressure. Let's do this with no pressure, right? That's how I kind of want to do everything. Everything that I do on YouTube is just like, if people want to come on and talk, that's fine. I can go through information. Just no pressure. I don't want to make things where it's like this formal interview thing, you know, with a lot of prepping and a lot of that, because I'm being tortured so bad, and I just want to kind of, you know, free flow things. But yeah, I understand. It's really late too. Let's go through some prayers and Bible verses on victory. Yeah, that's cool, CC. But just get Zoom for next time, you know. Euphoric Dreamer 7 says, Kyle, new or old Breaking Benjamin, but definitely Blind Melon is my favorite band. He's my favorite singer. So Autumn says, this channel got 40,000 plus views about targeted individuals. She's a new TI and doesn't know that she's under R&M. Okay, let's check it out. Let's check that out. Oh, is it going to take me off my page?
Hello, gorgeous friends. Welcome to my...
Okay, it took me out of my chat room, guys, but I'm going to come back to it. Let's share my screen, and we're going to watch some of this and see. Let me open, hold on, let me open another window real quick. Oh, guys, I was listening to Dave Case's CD and listening to Native American flute music last night, and it worked very, very well. Worked very, very well. Native American flute music, that violin and Native American flute music, great. It's great. Either one of those mixed in with Dave Case's CD. So let's go ahead and watch that. I'm gonna share my screen. We're gonna watch this video that Autumn sent. Why does it not come up in my thing? I'm gonna have to look it up on my other search browser. What she said in the title, it says Part 2: Tracking Surveillance Targeted Individuals. Wow. 44,000 views. Okay, so Mana is the channel. Let me. I'm gonna have to pull it up in my other window. Pull up her channel in here. Let's see. Mana. Yeah, she's really pretty. So she probably talks about other stuff too, I guess. It seems like the YouTube formula to be really attractive, and then you get a lot of views, and that's it. Be really attractive and have a just I don't know. Well, I really don't know the formula actually. Let's see. So obviously, and when I say stuff like that, guys, I'm just joking, and I really appreciate all you guys in chat and everybody who watches my videos and all my subscribers. I just kind of joke about, how it's like, I wish that I had like 20,000 views or something like that, or 20,000 subscribers. Okay, so now let me share my screen on this. Let's listen to what Mana has to say about her targeting. And if I could just, okay, there it is. Okay.
Just friends, welcome to my channel, Mana. My name is Adelina Bond. Friends, please excuse my sort of souped up bed here. It's a little bit rough and DIY this morning, but
yeah, you look terrible.
I'm coming to you on the weekend. Obviously, it's not my usual
as a joke
format. But as you know, I'm very candid on this channel, and I might do a video about my lupus recovery journey. And some of you may remember about 4 months ago now, I did a video about tracking and surveillance and targeted individuals. And unfortunately, this is a bit of an update off that video. So if you haven't seen that, you might want to pause this message. I've just linked to my original part 1 of this theme or issue in my life. So you might want to watch that. I think I did it in about April or just the start of May when I came back from New Zealand. Anyway, in an answer, I'm not going to recap that video. I'm going to keep this one quite brief. I'm doing this to raise awareness and to ensure my safety and the safety of the ones that I love, because there is strength in numbers and there is strength in high visibility,
Yeah. Yes. Okay, wait, let me stop that real quick. And it goes into what I was saying, and I wish I could remember. The guy is awesome. He was on Nex's panel, not the last one Nex did, but the one before that. And it was like at the very end of it. And he's saying the visibility, high visibility keeps you safer. Like your attackers may like attack you a little bit more with the directed energy weapons and stuff. But if you defend that stuff, high visibility, telling your own narrative, you make your narrative, right? You are who you are, and you can show that. It makes it so much, it makes the whole thing a lot more hopeful. There's a lot more hope and light in the situation when you can show people who you are. If I had never started making videos, boy, the people around my condo would be gang stalking me a whole lot more. Police would be, because they would just be going on what DHS fusion centers and what my attackers are saying. But I think that some of them, I think DHS fusion centers are aware, like in my area, they are aware of the videos I'm making, and some of them actually do watch it, some law enforcement. So they start to realize, wait, oh, this guy's telling the truth. Oh, well, I'm not going to say anything, but I'm not going to gang stalk him either. I'm not sure about that, but it feels like that's what's happening. So let's keep listening.
It's now been going on for about 8 months. I realized I started to. We're such intuitive beings, right? We're such intuitive people. We know when we're out in public. We can sense when people are watching us. We're intuitive people. And it was around about January. This was when I had my mailing list open to the public still, basically. And I was still doing my small group circle and interacting a lot with the public. And the tone of emails that started to come through, something just felt off. It didn't feel like genuine people contacting me. There started to be a noticeable influx of what I would call fake subscribers, fake donations, where they were sending me these really over-the-top messages in quite a mocking, disingenuous tone. But it was specifically, I've just got some bullet points here. I'm not here to draw conspiracy theories. I'm not here to make any kind of assumptions. I'm just laying out a few bullet point highlights of the last 8 months, but bearing in mind it's been a barrage of experiences like this. These are just some salient highlights. One email particularly started to come through from
I think the social engineering in our society is this: if the mainstream media doesn't say it, then it's a conspiracy theory. Even if James Giordano is saying it, and Barry Trower is saying it, and Robert Duncan's saying it, and John Hall is saying it, and all these targeted individuals are saying it, and there's all this scientific evidence, and people are getting EMF readings, and there's TI rallies, and these scientists are talking about it, but it's not the mainstream media. And even if the mainstream media reports the Cuban embassy attack, right, but it says, oh, it was a mystery attack, and they don't really get down to what it actually is, it remains conspiracy theory. That shows this ultimate control of this pyramidal system to tell people in society, even if people know something is true and it's happening, to give them a social fear that it's conspiracy theory. See, even she has that. There's so much information and it's concrete about targeting, about these electromagnetic weapons, but because it's not in the mainstream news, it's like she feels she has to say, I'm not going to get into conspiracy theory because if I talk about directed energy, that's conspiracy theory, even though it's a concrete fact. We have to realize how much danger we're in. The war is now. I mean, the war is on. We are in a war. And the main tactic, let me tell you, the main tactic of the evil people, their main tactic is making people think we're not in a war. That's a new thing, right? That's the newest tactic in the art of war, or I guess it's an old tactic. You can bring somebody down pretty easy if they don't even know that they're in a fight, and think about how the rest of the public views this topic or doesn't even hear about this topic. I could bet if I went out and I talked to 20 people on the street and asked them if they knew about targeted individuals, all of them would say they have no idea what that is. I mean, this is a war where the main tactic is not letting the people that they are killing, that are coming next, right? They're hitting a certain percentage of society, and we know we're in a war. We're in a war for our lives, but the rest of the people who it's coming to, they don't let them know. Don't let them know at all. That's a tactic of war.
Elizabeth, and she was in quite a again, it's this over the top, oh, Adelina, exclamation mark, quite over the top disingenuous tone. And she was quoting direct lines from conversations I'd had on the phone that day or week, personal conversations, as if she'd, obviously had access to my phone lines and my WhatsApp messages. And at the beginning, you just brush it off, thinking, no, I'm just imagining this is serendipity. But very, very, distinctly, I was getting messages from an Elizabeth, or she referred to herself as Lizzie, and quoting, referencing exact sentences and phrases that nobody on the planet could know that I'd been talking about on my phone with my mum, references to places that I'd frequented that day or that week. So that was Lizzie. I then had a guy infiltrate my small group circle, and I knew I used to open up my small group circle bookings once a month, and the orders would come in. And I opened up the small group booking, and he came in within 60 seconds.
I just want to say, this is great. It's okay. It's not great that she's being targeted, but it's brave of her because she had a channel that was not about targeted individuals. It was about something else. I don't know what her main thing on her channel is, but that's how she has a lot of views, because it's another topic. And then she bravely started talking about this issue because it happened to her. And so she's using her platform that she's already grown to get the information out about this awful stuff, right? I feel like Dana Ashley's done the same thing too. Her main thing wasn't targeted individuals, directed energy weapons, nanotechnology, and mass mind control and mass effects from microwaves. But she started using her platform to speak out about those things. Not really being like, oh well, I can't talk about this because I'm talking about this other thing, this other thing's popular, but using her popularity to talk about this important issue, right? So it's great. This woman is very, very brave. Everybody subscribe to her channel, Mana.
With a really over-the-top Italian name that just didn't seem like a real name. And I knew straight away this was a joker. This was not a genuine booking from a client. But normally all of my clients for the small group circles are women. And so I knew that this was an imposter. But to honor the other women that had booked in, I still proceeded with my small group circle for that month. And also out of a bit of curiosity, I just thought, I'm interested to see what the cards might say about this person that claimed man or woman, whoever it might have been. And sure enough, the cards were very clear in the message. It was imagery about a shark, charm of a shark, someone quite dangerous. And I was getting an image of someone very suited and booted, like with a Rolex watch. It was very specific imagery. And I can't, as you know, with the style on my channel, I can't make up my intuitive insights if I tried. I see what I see, and I deliver the message. Sure enough, I got a response from this man, if it was a man. First line of his email in that very disingenuous mocking style. Oh, Adelina, you're so accurate. Your message was so accurate for me and spot on about my suited and booted dress sense. He said something like,
so Autumn, does she talk about being hit by directed energy weapons or neuro weapons or anything? Let's kind of go forward in the video.
If I am being honest, it's perhaps at a very high level, or dare I say it, at the highest level. Again, how would any of us ever prove that? How would the local cop down the road prove that? If I went to the police, where would you start proving some of this stuff? This is a global issue that all of us as citizens of this surveillance state are facing. How do we prove this without looking crazy? So that's why I'm sharing this. I'm just laying out the facts. I'm not drawing any conspiracy theories. This is just what I've experienced. So I did a bit of a test in my car the other day. All right, if my car's bugged, if my car itself is being busted, I've recently just started to get very vocal about my opinions. Because if I've got an audience, I'm going to talk. So I'm driving along in the car the other day, and my phone's tucked away. It's in my bag. I've got no other devices in the car. It's just me and my car. And I did an entire skit about how I was Captain Marvel. And I picked a character, a phrase, that was quite distinct and unusual, a bit of a red herring, a pink elephant. I just threw it out there to see what might come back. Sure enough, I recently received an email. Bearing in mind, I've never said Captain Marvel on my channel. I've never done a video on YouTube about Captain Marvel. And I got an email recently saying, I love Adelina Braun in the same disingenuous mocking type of style that I've had for 8 months from these jokers. I love Adelina Braun. She's my Captain Marvel. She's the oxygen that I breathe. Please pass on my feedback to her. I love Adelina Braun. She's my Captain Marvel. And I only ever said Captain Marvel about myself alone in my car. So again, this could be pure.
So that's remote neural monitoring. That's them taking remote neural monitoring, and either the people on the team you know, sending her emails about that thing that she thought in her head, or the team that is remote neural monitoring her giving instructions to InfraGard, DHS fusion centers, or some of these cyber stalkers, getting instructions about things to do street theater or cyber theater. I guess we can call it cyber theater or whatever. Yeah, that's happened to me a lot too.
My phone, my laptop,
especially with lucky numbers and stuff.
My physical movements in real time are all being monitored, tracked, and dicked around with, and I've got no way of proving it. I can only share my experiences, share it with my family, share it with my friends, share it with you gorgeous people here on the tube. My only safety is in visibility. And finally, bringing it forward to my recent my Netflix account. For the last 10 days, unfortunately, I've had about 4 to 5 auto notifications a day of an unauthorized device has logged into it. Happened about 4 times a day from locations all over the planet. Someone from Afghanistan has been logged into my Netflix, including Washington, France, and it's quite high-tech hacking that I'm this is an experiment I'm doing live with you all. I regularly change my passwords, but to be honest, guys, we all know this. With the level of education that we know that state has with all of us, any one of us belongs to this type of tree. I don't think changing passwords or backing things up on a USB stick is really not going to make a difference. Loud, getting proud, getting vocal, sharing our truth with each other without living in fear. And so just this morning, 1 o'clock this morning, an unauthorized login on my Netflix account, you know, and it's psychological abuse, emotional abuse. I'm living in a state of trauma. I try to put on a brave face to the channel because I want to live a life of peace. I want to live a life of peace. This is a constant background issue. And it seems to be permanent. How can I ever now go back? If I've come up on some kind of a radar and my family, my friends come up on a radar, how do we prove it? How do we gather together. There's strength in numbers and we refuse to succumb to fear. So just this morning I have changed my password. I've already cancelled the account, but annoyingly it's not going to close in August. So it's still remaining open for another couple of weeks. So what I've done, and of course these unauthorized logins saved in my box. So I've changed the password today of my Netflix account, and we'll just see. This is an experiment now that we're all witnessing this together. If I get another unauthorized login account over the next 2 weeks, and I've only just changed my password, you guys will be the first to know about it. I'm not gonna. I've been keeping a lot back from the public out of shame, fear, stigma that I look crazy. I am not explicitly saying the royal family dicking around with my inbox and watching my everything. I mean, if they are, I guess it's a twisted compliment that I have a direct audience with the Queen of England, maybe. Okay, but I'm not directly saying that, but I'm just laying out events and timelines over the last 8 months. Emails from Lizzie or Elizabeth quoting lines, places I've been to that week, direct quotes from calls and emails that I've made, direct quotes from calls and emails that I've made that were all private. So either Lizzie is a gifted clairvoyant or she's somebody involved in intelligence. A few days or a couple of weeks after that, someone infiltrating the circle that I knew from the start was an imposter, and yes, in the same disingenuous tone, confirmed that yes, indeed, he did dress like a Windsor. Okay, a few days after that, I had a blacked out Bentley ghost me on the street curb in quite a poor area in London as I'm going to the hospital. A few weeks after that, I've got what I think is an agent.
So it kind of shows you, like, I don't know if she's experiencing pain from directed energy weapons, but you know, I think we're pretty positive about this. Is somebody might not feel anything, they might not feel microwaves or anything like that, or may not even have the high pitched ringing in their ears, but they can still be remote neural monitored. You know, so if they're looking at their password or something like that, or they're thinking something in their head, it can be read through remote neural monitoring. So a lot of people who don't even know that their thoughts are being surveilled, their thoughts are being surveilled, you know. She might be experiencing directed energy weapon torture, but just maybe not saying anything yet, or maybe I didn't get to that part yet though.
Someone with an earpiece that was directed to stop right outside my Chinese restaurant and stay there for 30 minutes whilst I went up the road, and he continued to stay there. I called my mum immediately after that. Recent furniture deliveries that I've had, receiving bogus insurance claims in real time as I receive the delivery from a company that doesn't exist, quoting my exact address and quoting the time frame. You know, we can see that you've just received a delivery in the last 10 minutes. I'm standing there with the delivery going, yes, I did just receive the delivery in the last 10 minutes at this, at this address, and I'm standing there going, yes, I am at this address. Would you like some fake insurance? I've never had that before ordering stuff online. My Captain Marvel test in the car, just throwing out the Captain Marvel. I did a whole skit about how I'm freaking Captain Marvel, and shortly after I go and receive an email.
Wait, did she? Okay, wait. So she said it. She actually said it, and then somebody sent it back to her, or she was alone. Okay, so there might have been, it may not have been remote neural monitoring, but she was saying it. She did a skit and nobody saw it. But from that surveillance, I'm not really understanding that. Maybe somebody can put that in chat.
Please pass on to Adelina. She's my Captain Marvel. Okay, and like I said earlier, I only said that Captain Marvel phrase alone in my car.
She was alone in her car, and she said it in her car.
I mean, by the way, it's not conspiracy theory. Vehicles these days are so high tech, they can be accessed and controlled remotely, electronically, digitally. That's not conspiracy theory, that is just fact. Cars these days can be automatically driven and controlled. The system. And finally, my friends, the Netflix, which is bloomed in the last 10 days. I'm getting about 4 to 5 unauthorized logins to my Netflix from all over the planet at the moment. I've got no way of stopping this. I will continue to update and change my password. But if it continues, we will see it here on the channel. It's been so unfortunate that my gorgeous assistant Charlotte she's only in her second week. I've had to brief her and say, look, I have been, it would appear that I am the target now of hacking, high-level hacking, or, if you want to draw a few other dots, it's not just hacking, it could be what I personally think is the highest level of real-time physical monitoring and surveillance, but I've got no way of proving it. These isolated incidents that I've laid out here in the video today, it could be complete coincidence. I would never dream of accusing the royal family of tracking me in real time. I've got no way of proving it, and I don't want to offend anybody. I'm a God-fearing, good human being that's here to love people. I'm not a threat to the system, but if one lady with a packet of fairy cards has been able to draw this much attention, then who's really got the power? Who's really got the power, friends? So I'm going to finish it there, you gorgeous, beautiful people. I'm going to try and I'm going to continue sharing now and being public with whatever comes my way in terms of the nasty. It's nasty, it's pedophilic, it's intrusive. I say pedophilic in terms of I've drawn a lot of parallels between surveillance systems.
Yeah, because they're surveilling kids. I mean, you got some of these contractors and these teams, these teams of contractors in the automated systems, they're surveilling kids like through their tablets and then through remote neural monitoring and through the wall radar surveillance. I mean, surveilling kids like with their families when they're, using the bathroom and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, it's definitely pedophilic, and because there's no oversight and it's all black projects, it's evolved into worse and worse and worse things. Hey, let's push the line on this. Well, we got to be as satanic as possible so that people don't believe our victim. They don't believe the target. We got to be as satanic as possible and do the worst thing. That's what I've seen with my attackers. And so I'm sure that it's like this worldwide with targeting. The more evil and petty and awful they make things, the less likely normal people are to believe it. You know, and that's kind of Occam's razor. Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing that and come back and chat. Do I have, where's my chat pulled up? Go back to that. Hey guys, I gotta use the bathroom real quick. I will just put I'll put the link in again. If you want to come on Zoom, if you got Zoom and just want to come on. Where's my chat pulled up? Zoom. Okay, guys, and I'll hang out a little while longer. I'll go through those kind of prayers for victory and stuff like that. Autumn says, Kyle, the spooky one is when someone was following her at the restaurant. Do you know the timestamp, Autumn? Yeah, I mean, I bet I can bet that was really spooky because, you know, they're probably using, you know, her remote surveillance and remote neural monitoring to then place people from like whatever DHS fusion centers are in England and Infraguard in England to gang stalk her and follow her around. It's just been uncontrollable. There's no checks and balances. You know, it started out with torture and murder, so it's just gotten worse and worse. And if anybody just you don't have the timestamp, okay, I'll look for it maybe and I'll show it. But it's good that she has a large platform. Not exactly what. Oh, the timestamp not exactly. Okay. Well, maybe like she'll talk about it some more. And I'll show some of her videos and stuff. Okay, I gotta go use the bathroom, guys, so I'll be back in a second. I'm gonna mute my screen and stuff, and then we'll just go through some prayers for victory and like really try and read some positive Bible verses for TI Rally Day. And then I'll go through the list again of where they're located. So if you're in the city where one is going on, you can maybe just go out and if you're a targeted individual, or even if you're not a targeted individual in the area and you want to go out there and support them, I'm going to put those, you know, or just read them off on the video. How do I just mute myself? I'm gonna mute. Let me play some music. Let me play some music while I'm using the bathroom. And I don't care about copyright. Since Blind Melon is my favorite band, I'm play some Blind Melon. Okay, I'll be right back. All right, guys. So I'm going to go through just some Bible verses on victory, so we can just kind of pray, for people going out to the rallies and stuff like that, and for the organizers, and just for success of the rallies, and hopefully, hopefully, I don't know if it's going to happen, but I hope that some mainstream media picks up on it. So let's say some prayers, and let's go ahead and close it out for tonight, and I'll do some more of these in the future. Okay, let's see, let's pull those up. 22 top Bible verses for victory. So let's read those. And I'll put this page in the chat so you guys can maybe read along if y'all want to. Okay. So Line in the Lamp says, yes, everyone, all this is a sign if the Lord taking people out of here in the rapture in the beginning of the tribulation. Yeah, Drunken Ninja says it won't be murder, just like a nice punch in the mouth. Yeah, I'd like to give my attackers a nice punch in the face. Calvin Peterson says, hey, Vulcan Wolverine, I recall when I was in my apartment in New York, I was woken up by an electronic scan going over me in my entire bed. I know that this was to get my body and brain signature. Yeah, that maybe could happen, but I think the way that they get our unique brainwave signature is through actually the vestibular system and in a stream of photons, and it's kind of focused on the head. It's focused on all this, but I don't know everything. I don't know the full bag of tricks they have, so that might be true. Erica Nario says, Drunken Ninja, also anybody who takes the mark of the beast is not going to enter the kingdom of God. They forfeit that choice. Yeah, like I hear about the mark of the beast, but like all these nanoparticulates and stuff, and non-consensual implants, they're non-consensual. So it's like I never consented to have a non-consensual implant, and that's kind of what people thought that the mark of the beast would be. It would be like an implant, but I'm like, I didn't agree to any of this, so it's like I didn't agree to take any mark of the beast. So I'm like, well, what's the mark of the beast going to be? Is it going to be something different? Is it going to be some kind of tattoo or something like that? I don't know. But it just seems like all this stuff that they use to, surveil us and do all this targeting, nobody agreed to it. It's just snuck in. And like even people who haven't been implanted with non-consensual implants, like through surgeries and things, they're breathing in the Morgellons, the nanoparticulates, and then it's, and then it's going into their stomach and stuff like that. So it's like they don't even have a choice. But let's read some of these. Let's read it over the rally. God, please just protect everybody going to the rallies. Protect the organizers. Just make them a success. Make them a great success. So 1 John 5:4, for everyone born of God overcomes the world. This is the victory that has overcome the world, even our faith. Deuteronomy 24, for the Lord your God is the one who goes with you to fight for you against your enemies to give you victory. Deuteronomy 24. I got to eat that other egg. Trying to get protein, trying to build up my muscles, and I really got to start working out too. I think working out would kind of help my brain fog, get some of the toxins out. Oh, gross. I'm a gross egg. 1 Corinthians 10:13. No temptation has overtaken you except what is common to mankind, and God is faithful. He will not let you be tempted beyond what you can bear. But when you are tempted, he will also provide a way out so that you can endure it. John 16:33. I have told you these things so that in me you may have peace. In this world you will have trouble, but take heart, I have overcome the world. God has overcome the world. Like I know, like when, like I have all this targeting, and you guys do too, but when I really give in to God and I see the world through spiritual eyes and how God wants me to see it, like all the bad things that have happened to me, all the loss, all the things that I can't have in the world, or that, I'm being hidden from, they seem to not matter at all. And that spiritual peace and knowing I'm a good person and helping people and stuff, it overtakes it when you see things through God's eyes, kind of overcomes the loss that we experience in the material world. Ephesians 6:13, therefore put on the full armor of God, so that when the day of evil comes, you may be able to stand your ground, and after you have done everything, to stand. I like that one. I'm going to read that again. Ephesians 6:13, therefore put on the full armor of God, so that when the day of evil comes, you may be able to stand your ground, and after you have done everything, to stand. James 1:1-5. James, a servant of God and the Lord Jesus Christ, to the 12 tribes scattered among the nations, greetings. Consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance. Let perseverance finish its work, so that you may be mature and complete, not lacking anything. If any of you lacks wisdom, you should ask God, who gives you generously to all, without finding fault, and it will be given to you. Matthew 16:28. Truly I tell you, some who are standing here will not taste death before they see the Son of Man coming in his kingdom. 1 Peter 3:18. For Christ also suffered once for sins, the righteous for the unrighteous, to bring you to God. He was put to death in the body, but made alive in the spirit. 1 John 1:9. If we confess our sins, he is faithful and just, and will forgive us our sins and purify us from all unrighteousness. 2 Peter 3:9. The Lord is not slow in keeping his promise, as some understand slowness. Instead, he is patient with you, not wanting anyone to perish, but everyone to come to repentance. Ephesians 6:10. Finally, be strong in the Lord, in his mighty power. Psalm 3:8. For from the Lord comes deliverance. May your blessings be on your people. 1 John 5:4. For everyone born of God overcomes the world. This is the victory that has overcome the world, even our faith. Romans 8:31-32. What then shall we say in response to these things? If God is for us, who can be against us? He who did not spare his own son, but gave him up for us all, how will he not also, along with him, graciously give us all things? Joshua 10:8. The Lord said to Joshua, do not be afraid of them. I have given them into your hand. Not one of them will be able to withstand you. Zechariah 9:15. And the Lord Almighty will shield them. They will destroy and overcome with slingstones. They will drink and roar as with wine. They will be full like a bowl used for sprinkling the corners of the altar. Philippians 4:1. Therefore, my brothers and sisters, you whom I love and long for, my joy and crown, stand firm in the Lord in this way, dear friends. Proverbs 21:31. The horse is made ready for the day of battle, but victory rests with the Lord. See, that's a good one right there, because we've got to ready ourselves for battle. We've got to prepare for the worst, hope for the best, do all the practical defensive things, the rallies, going to like doctors to get help, doing all these things, writing to politicians, getting the awareness out, but then it's like the real victory, God's going to have to take it the rest of the way. Like David threw the stones, God directed those stones. Like if those stones just hit the giant like in the chest, it would have probably bounced off. But God had to direct the stones to the head of the giant. And that's what we've got to do, practical things, but then God kind of takes it the rest of the way. 1 Corinthians 15:55. Where, O death, is your victory? Where, O death, is your sting? 1 Corinthians 15:57. But thanks be to God, he gives us the victory through our Lord Jesus Christ. Amen. Amen. Okay, so before I go ahead and end the live stream, guys, I do want to go back to this page, the Alliance to End Targeting, and just reread all the rallies going on. So, and to also, I'm going to put this in the chat too. Alliance to End Targeting TI Day. So let me put that in the chat. Yeah, I guess I can just share the screen too. Okay. So let me just read them again, and then I'm going to kind of end out the live stream. Okay, so Austin. So Target Individual Day, August 29, 2019. Austin, Texas, Bangkok, Thailand, Casablanca, Morocco, Chicago, Cleveland, Hamilton, New Zealand, Hanoi, Vietnam, Kolkata, India, Lexington, United States of America, London, UK, which that's going to be in front of the BBC. Yeah, I bet you they have a website up. I may do that tomorrow. Maybe, I don't know. Moscow, Russia, New York City, Nice, France, Orlando, Paris, Philadelphia, Phoenix, Portland, Pueblo, Rome, Sacramento, St. Paul, San Francisco, Seoul, South Korea, Spartanburg, Tokyo, Venice, and Warsaw, Poland. So that's a bunch of rallies going on, and there's probably some that aren't on here, you know. It's going to be awesome, guys. Let's just put up all of our prayers and everything for their safety and for the success of the rallies. Let me get that off of there. Oop, wait, cancel. Okay. All right, guys. Okay, that's going to do it for tonight. It's like 2:30 a.m. where I am. And just get Zoom, guys. Download Zoom, and I'll do some more of these. I guess I'll maybe try and get some people. Maybe get a meeting set up before I come on, or just do more of these, and we'll see. I'll see. I'll see what. I don't know. We'll try some other stuff maybe. But all right. I love you guys. I love you guys in chat. Thanks for coming. And I'll do more of these. I'll do some more videos and stuff. And I guess kind of I'll prepare it maybe before. If I'm going to do a panel or something, I'll maybe try and prepare. I don't know. All right, guys. I love y'all. And I will see you on the next one. Let's just pray for everybody going to the TI Day rallies. And stay strong, guys. Getting some momentum going on. Some good momentum. Use some defenses and shielding and stuff. Remember to prop yourself up when you sleep, because all the blood flows to your brain. And I love y'all. I'll see you on the next one.